I don't give a what anyone says. John Mayer is one of the finest living guitar players of our generation. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. So just leave your mean comment and go somewhere else. But if you agree with me and you wish you could solo like the big man himself, check out this lick that was built around a magical note that John Mayer loves to target in his own solos. So when it comes to emulating the John Mayer soloing style over emotional ballads like Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, one of the money notes that you can target in your improv is the major second of the first chord in the progression. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry, all will become clear before the end of the video. Oh, and by the way, this channel needs your help. I am dangerously close to hitting 200,000 subscribers, finally. So if you want to support these free lessons that I make for guitarists to help them get out of their decade-long ruts and give them back the joy that guitar playing once gave them, clicking that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell is an easy way to help support the fight against the lost intermediate guitar plateau. So, where were we? The major second of the first chord in the progression. This is the note that you want to target in your solos to channel a John Mayer sound. Let's start with the chords to the solo section in Slow Dancing. So there are only three, and they are C sharp minor, A major, and E major. So we are in the key of C sharp minor. Now, I want you to give this a listen. That note that I was targeting, often with bends, was the major second of the C sharp minor chord. And hopefully you could hear that hitting that note over that chord created a really emotional, melodic sound that just tugs on the heartstrings. Now, John Mayer loves to hit this note in his own solos. In fact, he literally does it in the opening solo to Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. So I think you'd agree that if you want to channel your inner John Mayer in your own solos, taking a page from his book and targeting this note could be a really good starting point. Now, I'm a bit of a perfectionist in the sense that I really struggle to just demonstrate things in my lessons without giving a comprehensive explanation of the why behind the lick, the solo, or the riff. Why does it sound the way that it does? How can I do that in my own playing? That's what I want to get across in my lessons at all times. So with that in mind, let me explain to you exactly what a major second is so that you can leave here actually having learned something that's going to make you a better musician. So a major second is a type of interval. There are 12 notes in Western music, and between these notes we have spaces of differing distances in pitch, which have all sorts of different names. The smallest possible interval is called a minor second, which on one string is the distance of one fret. And the largest possible interval is called an octave. But of course, there are more than just those two, and I'm not going to ask you to go and memorize all intervals before continuing on with this lesson. For this video, we'll just focus on that magical major second. For the record though, if you get to the end of this lesson and you want to learn more about this stuff, the new version of my flagship course, Bulletproof Guitar Player 2.0 Volume 1 is coming out on Friday the 24th of November. If you are currently stuck in the lost intermediate plateau, this is an anti-bullshit course that will get you back on track, even if you've been stuck in that rut for decades. Only the legends who are subscribed to my mailing list will be entitled to the half-price discount for the first 2 weeks alone. So get signed up for free via the link below to save yourself some serious cash and make a head start on your 2024 guitar goals. So intervals are really the building blocks of music, and when it comes to understanding why scales and chords sound the way that they do, as well as why certain notes sound a certain way over different chords, intervals are key. Now, since the focus of this lesson is on lead playing, let's learn about this major second interval by looking at it in the context of a scale that we can use to play our solo with. Through doing so, you're going to learn how to find this all across the fretboard, even if you don't yet have a solid grasp on music theory fundamentals. So as already mentioned, we're in the key of C sharp minor today. So what scales could we use to play a solo with in this key? Well, the C sharp minor pentatonic and the C sharp natural minor scales are both great options. Let's take the C sharp natural minor scale as an example. It contains 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the intervallic names given to the scale degrees in the natural minor scale. Root, major second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, and minor seventh. Now, everything here is measured against the first note in the scale, which we call the root note. So between the root note and the second note is a major second interval. Between the root note and the third note is a minor third interval. Between the root note and the fourth note is a perfect fourth interval. So on and so forth. Everything is measured from the root note. Now again, don't worry about understanding why each interval has a different name, why some are called major, minor, perfect. Don't worry about that for now. In this lesson, we'll just focus on one of them, the major second. So if I play this on one string, you can see that a major second interval equals the distance of 2 frets above the root note. So here's the root note, C sharp. 2 frets above it is D sharp, the major second. Now, some of you watching this might not know how to play the natural minor scale in all positions across the fretboard just yet, but you might know how to play all, or at least a few positions of the minor pentatonic. So if the minor pentatonic is all that you know for now, that's okay, because when it comes to finding this major second all across the fretboard, a helpful visualization tip is to find any root note of the scale, because you know that 2 frets higher than that root note, you will find the major second. For example, here's position 1 of the minor pentatonic, the C sharp minor pentatonic. And here are the 3 root notes that I can see in this position. Okay, they're all the same note, C sharp, just in different pitches, different octaves. And 2 frets above each of them, you can find a major second. So knowing this, you can start sliding in and out of that note or bending up to it in your own licks and solos. Let's listen back to the lick from the start of the video, and I'll annotate the parts where this major second note appears. Now, it's important to note that technically this note is only heard as a major second when it's played over the C sharp minor chord. At the end of that lick, it got played over the A major chord, and so it would be heard as a different kind of interval because the interval changes depending on what it's being played over. But that's a topic for another day. Let me know if you learned something new in this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please subscribe for more.